got a whole lot better.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, this is RenewedSpark here. Once again, for like the 50th damn time on my channel, I'm sorry for the large gap since the last video that I posted. My last game that I reviewed was Bleach Heat the Soul. Not Bleach Heat the Soul, embarrassing. Bleach Soul Resurrection, sorry about that. Once again, if you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend you go out and pick up that game. By the way, it's been a while since I've done any reviewing, commentating, whatever. It's been a while since I've done anything, so pardon me if I'm a little rusty with this review. Also, I'm gonna try to be a little quicker with this review, like as best as I possibly can. Anyway, let's cut on to the chase. Ratchet and Clank. I've heard of this series way back in the day when I had my PlayStation 2 with about 80 games, but Ratchet and Clank was a series that I had never dived into. I was aware of the series, and everyone told me that it was like an absolutely it was a must-have if you were a fan of like shooters and platformers, preferably the combination of the two. Especially my cousin, Neil Rock, he played some of the earlier PlayStation 2 titles, and I remember he thoroughly enjoyed them. Speaking of which, this same cousin of mine, he let me borrow a couple of Ratchet and Clank games. First of all, there's Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction. This is the one that I'm currently playing at the moment, but I'm not going to review it yet, especially because I'm not completely finished with the game yet, so I don't have a solid 100%, without a doubt, opinion on it yet. From what I played so far, it's good, really good, but I just don't want to review the game yet, not until I've finished it or made it really far. Anyway, he also let me borrow A Crack in Time, which I'll be playing after I beat Tools of Destruction. Again, I heard this was even better than Tools of Destruction. I can't wait to see how this one is, but again, I want to beat this one first. It's going to be a while until I play and beat these games and review them, because tomorrow I'm going to get my paycheck and I'm actually going to be buying Dragon's Crown. I don't mean to stray off topic, but yeah, I'm going to be playing the fuck out of Dragon's Crown until I get Sonic Lost World at the end of this month. So yeah, it's going to be a while till you see reviews of these Ratchet and Clank games. Anyway, let's cut on to the chase. The next game that I'm going to be reviewing is Ratchet and Clank All for One. Alright, so here's the plot of the game. Well, in my words, best as I can describe it. If y'all have stayed tuned to my channel, I'm sure y'all have noticed by now that I'm not really one to pay full attention to a story of a game, except maybe a game like The Walking Dead, where I practically feel like I am living the story, like with my choices that I make. Other than that, I'm mainly one who I'm all about like the action, the gameplay, the experience and shit like that. And most of the time the story can be like the main element of the experience, but it's just me personally, I'm not really one to pay full attention to every detail of storylines. That being said, what I got out of this is that Ratchet and Clank have been through a lot of adventures, like, in the previous games throughout PlayStation 2 and 3 or whatever, and at some point Quark had somehow became the president. I can't explain how, or exactly who he is or how he came to be, blah 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 blah, because again, this is the first and only Ratchet and Clank that I sat down and religiously played through until I beat. But anyway, Quark, he's the president, and he received some kind of award, the Tool of Justice or something like that. I didn't see what it was just now. But it's a trap set up by Nefarious, my favorite fucking character in the entire game. From what I understand, I think he was basically Ratchet and Clank's main antagonist, like the main villain. And basically Nefarious set up this trap to, defeat them once and for all. And they're going to revive that monster that's been frozen right behind him. So I love that part, sorry. So basically the monster behind them can be reanimated so that it can eat all three of them. But the monster basically goes berserk, and Nefarious ends up having to help out Ratchet, Clank, and Quark. And after this first introductory stage, Nefarious will realize that there's an even greater threat than him. So he has no choice but to tag along with the good guys and put a stop to this evil character. But I'm not gonna go any further than that in the story. I'm sorry to be an ass, but if you want more details, hit up Wikipedia.
Apologies, sir.
Whether or not you're into the storylines of video games, that's not gonna matter when you play this. There's no fucking denying that this is some of the best humor that I've seen in any video game in a long time. Like, throughout the entire game, I was either smiling or straight laughing out loud. Me and my girlfriend both. Like, we absolutely love the sense of humor of this game. It's one of the funniest games I've played since the likes of Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's a hilarious game. I mean, if you're in the mood for something that's really gonna make you laugh, I'm gonna tell you now to please get this game.
I think he needs to poo. I'll go get a baggie.
Hey, Doc. Make it 2. Been a long trip.
Alright, and here we are at the main menu of the game. I'm getting ready to show some gameplay in a sec. Let me just go through the menu options. Here we have offline play, which you obviously know what that is. You and up to 3 other friends can play this game together cooperatively. And those 4 characters that you see there, Ratchet, Clank, Quark, and Nefarious, are the 4 characters you can play as. You and your friends work together to try to reach the end of the game. There's also online mode with real-time drop-in, drop-out co-op, which I think is absolutely amazing. The more players playing this game, the better, and online does not fail at all. There's absolutely like no lag or troubles whatsoever online. Like, the net code in this game is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, here's profile, which I guess, yeah, it shows like your trophies, your skills, which this game has in-game challenges to complete outside of like trophies to earn. Which, I mean, you know me, I'm gonna go over trophies before the end of the video. And then we have basic options, nothing too cryptic in here, just like volume adjustments and shit like that. Extras include like any cutscenes that you've seen throughout the story. You can basically click there and watch any of the cutscenes you like, which to me is fucking fantastic, considering most of the cutscenes are fucking hilarious. Anyway, the further you make it in the game, you can actually backtrack and select any stage that you want in the game, and any segment as well, like any checkpoint throughout the adventure. Since I've beaten the game, I have all the locations unlocked. I just randomly clicked on Nest. I don't know why. I kind of like that stage. Cheats you can actually unlock like after you beat the game. Depending on like after you beat the game, you'll unlock cheats depending on how many in-game challenges you completed. These are the ones that I've unlocked so far, but there's plenty more than this. I'm gonna worry about unlocking all the rest of them later. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start the game. You have your 4 playable characters, and like I mentioned earlier, Nefarious is my absolute favorite, so I'm gonna select him. As you're playing through the game, you can like you'll find these hidden like these big bolts. I think they're called like hero bolts, and if you find them, the more you get, the more skins you can unlock for your character, which I think is really awesome. I'm just gonna go with this one. Keep it basic. Alright, and here we are, the game begins. As you can see, when you're playing all alone, you do have an AI partner with you to help you with any co-op moments, which hopefully I'll get to one of those during this recording. Anyway, here's my character Nefarious. You jump with the X button, do a basic melee attack with square. Circle uses your vacuum once you earn it about the 2nd stage in the game, and you can use that as a co-op option to launch partners up to higher ground. Use triangle to use a hook shot to catch up with your partner. This is really cool if you accidentally like slip off of a cliff or something like that, and you can hook shot up to a nearby partner who hasn't fallen off along with you. L1 will lock onto any nearby targets. R1 fires. Did I say that right? L1 lock on, R1 fire. Sorry if I said vice versa. Anyway, and basically L2 doesn't really do anything but make your character glow and your character say, hey, over here. It's basically a way to, like, if you're playing multiplayer, it gets the other player's attention, lets you know where you are, lets them know where you are, and it'll let them know if you find something of interest. This station here is a weapon station. These are spread very far throughout the game, to be honest, and it's a small nitpick of mine. Anyway, here at the weapon station, look at that. I've basically bought most of the shit here. Weapons become available as you make it further throughout the game, and almost every one of them are extremely useful in different ways. As you make it further, you'll find bolts, which is basically the currency in this game, which you use to permanently level up your ammo, the power of your shots, and you can get an elite version of whatever gun you're using, which basically means for example, this basic pistol that I have right here, the elite version of it allows me to shoot 3 shots at once. And yeah, crush boxes, get bolts. You see the little critter here? It's not an enemy at all. It's an animal that you actually collect. Use your vacuum to suck them up, and you keep them permanently. The more animals that you collect, you can find hidden bonus stages in the game, and if you complete them, you'll earn the ultimate weapon called the Rhino. Unfortunately, I don't have it with Nefarious yet. Me and Allison, while just bullshitting around in multiplayer, we actually earned them for Clank and Quark. But anyway, yeah, the Rhino is definitely worth the hard work, but the only drawback is it's kind of low on ammo and it runs out extremely quick. But damn, does the son of a bitch pack a punch. This might have been a bad place to start the like gameplay review and all that. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Sorry, everyone. Use the right stick to switch weapons. This is basically the full arsenal. As you're navigating, you can use R1 to switch to 3 different pages of weapons here. Oh, look at that. I think I do have the Rhino. Cool. I'm going to send out Mr. Zircon. Mr. Zircon is fucking awesome for various reasons.
Do not worry, Furball. Mr. Zircon will protect you. Mr. Zircon does not need votes. His currency is big. Stupid robots. Have not heard of Mr. Zircon. You used to be alive, then you met Mr. Zircon. Mr. Zircon has returned with a vengeance.
Alright, I'm sorry everyone. Let me go ahead and move along. I'm trying to find some enemies to kill here. Okay, I had to edit that last part out. I didn't really find anything to fight or talk about. Here's some combat here. And I switched to Quark. Anyway, basically, speaking of the characters, all 4 characters play the same. I forgot to mention that, except all of them have one exclusive weapon each. Ratchet has the ability to send out a doppelganger, which distracts enemies and, you know, tricks them into firing in the wrong direction. Nefarious has a cloak, which makes him invisible, which I kind of find it a bit useless. You can use it to sneak up and kill, like, weaker enemies stealthily, but other than that, I mean, there's really no point behind it. Anyway, Clank has this, sorry, let me kill this thing. Clank has a gun that pretty much, like, slows down, like, enemies drastically, and it basically allows you to kill them a lot easier. So his pistol's pretty useful. And Quark here has a shield that makes him invincible. Not invisible, sorry. Yeah, he's pretty much invincible against pretty much anything for a limited time. The only problem is he can't attack when he's using it. So it's useful in certain areas. It really is. Like me personally, I think that's my favorite exclusive weapon of them all. I switched to Quark to bring up just one of my minor nitpicks in the entire game. I know I mentioned that all the characters control and play exactly the same, but one problem with not Nefarious, Quark is his size. He's much bigger than all of the other characters. Not only can this make it harder to for all the other characters to see if they're standing in front of him, depending on the camera angle. Not only that, but because of his size, it makes him an easier target to hit. Every time me and Allison are playing together, I always laugh and say I keep dying because I'm fat.
Someone want to get that in the mouth breather and oxygen mask? I'm not gonna carry him if he passes out.
Second of all, another problem that I have with this game, which for the sake of speeding this review along, I'm not going to show any footage of it, but the online mode. I know I mentioned that the net code is absolutely amazing, and it is. But I swear, and there are a lot of people still playing this game to this day, and that's fucking magnificent. So if you're an online multiplayer gamer and you're worried about, like, you know, how the community's doing with this, trust me, this game is still alive and kicking. But my problem is when you play this game with other people, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be playing with some fucking ignorant people. There's always going to be that one person who just stands still and won't fucking move along with the group. and like it keeps everybody at a standstill. It's like no way you can progress. And most of the time, whoever's hosting, they're too nice to go ahead and kick that person out of the room. Which I've never really hosted a game personally, so I'm not even sure if there's an option to do that. Which I don't see why there wouldn't be. But anyway, online mode when you're playing, it can be really, really fun, or it can be really, really frustrating because of what I mentioned before. Other than that, honestly, there aren't really any major problems that I have with this game. It's very easy to pick up and play and learn and understand. The AI, I mean, while not the best in the world, I mean, they get the job done. They fight enemies when they come by, and they help out with co-op thing. It's very rare that the AI will get stuck doing something really stupid. Yeah, this is a absolutely fantastic game. Hardly any flaws that I can think of personally at all. Again, besides occasionally running into stupid people online. Trophies! The trophies in this game, most of them are not very hard to get at all. A lot of them are naturally going to come to you just while you play the story mode. There's a few here and there that you're going to have to bend over backwards just a bit for, like blow up 85% of exploding crates. No one get hit by a grove beetle. That one's a bitch because those things really move fucking fast with little to no warning. Maybe I should use Quark's shield to prevent him from getting hit and just do that one solo. I don't know. But anyway, again, I don't want to take up too much time for this review, but the trophy list, I mean, just overall, all I can tell you is it's not too bad. A lot of them involve just going through the story mode, killing a certain amount of enemies, using different weapons. Basically, like here, like buy all the weapons. Like you have to upgrade one weapon and then fully upgrade all. I'm almost done with that one. Y'all seen that? But yeah. It's a basic list, not too hard, but not too easy either. It pretty much requires you to sit down and enjoy the game. And ladies and gentlemen, there's one more nitpick I forgot to mention while recording the footage and commentating and all that. The only other nitpick is that you have absolutely no control of the camera whatsoever. But again, that's just a minor nitpick. The automated camera isn't really all that bad, and I think it really suits the 4-player action quite well, and it stays focused where it needs to be. The camera was never really a major issue to me, but other than that, I have no other complaints about the game at all, really. The story is, again, I'm not one to pay full attention to a story, but what I've gathered from it, it's pretty good. The humor is absolutely fucking hilarious to me. The 4-player co-op action is an absolute blast. And even if you don't have friends to play with, like locally, you can go online. The net code is amazing. And even then, like if you can't access online, the single player mode, the AI is pretty reliable. It's still a fun game to pick up and play. I can understand, like, I was reading throughout the forums, and some people were saying they consider Ratchet and Clank All for One the worst one in the series. Really hard for me to argue with them, considering this is the first and only one that I sat down and religiously played non-stop. Tools of Destruction is actually the second Ratchet and Clank game I've ever played in my life, the one I'm working on. Anyway, I think so far from what I played, I think this is much better than this. You ask my personal opinion, multiplayer was just what Ratchet and Clank needed. I wasn't really like all that interested and hyped in the series at all until I heard of this one, and they said they promised 4-player multiplayer. I was like, holy shit, this sounds like the perfect game. And you know what? It's damn near close to it now that I finally played it. It's a fantastic game. It's like I said earlier, if you're a fan of shooters or platformers, or preferably a combination of the two, All for One is a highly recommended game. You can run to GameStop right now and get the game for roughly $15, maybe even much less than that. So how did I get my copy? Once again, thanks to my cousin Neo Rock. You the man. Much appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching this review. I really appreciate it. And again, I'm sorry it took a little while to come out. But hey, at least I'm not JonTron. Hey, no offense to the man. I'm just joking. Anyway, if y'all like this video in the slightest, please, I'm begging you, like, comment, subscribe, the works. Just any little bit of feedback, every single bit of it. Even if you comment something that's just two letters long, I don't care. Every bit of feedback is greatly appreciated on this channel, and I reply to all of my subscribers as much as I possibly can. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I swear, the more I try to shorten my reviews, the longer they become. Anyway, let me go ahead and end this video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. This is RenewedSpark, signing off. Take care, everyone.
Dr. Frumpus Croyd, astrophysicist, paradoxologist, and Lombax Whisperer? Listen, Doctor, I completely respect the fact that you're insane, but I'm trying to boost my approval rating, so what say we dial down the crazy and tell us how to stop Nevo?